morning, good afternoon, and good evening. This is a scene for Empire of Thorns. It's a very interesting and heavy scene. The the cousin of Maurice and Emile Rose was interrogated. Also, news has been filtering in, and William Star Eyes has been the one to deliver the news. This is literally like 6 a.m. in the morning the next day that William comes to them. You're alerted about 20 minutes before he arrives that he's coming to speak to you. It's been made clear that it's pretty much emergency status. Charlotte broke easy, and he just gave his information, but it took quite some time to break the captured members of the royalist court. So William will sit down. He's asked that Lex be present, as well as Maurice, and Emile doesn't have to be there. He's not Fae, so if he doesn't want to be here, it's fine. He also asked that Jean-Luc be present. But Maurice is essentially the main person that's kind of important in this, in that he is the oldest Rose. So he'll look to him with a very grave face.
And Maurice has quite rapidly gotten dressed. He's still sort of got the lines of sleep on his face, and he looks to William Star Eyes.
Ferran, oddly enough, is actually making breakfast for everyone. And he's being very careful about it and making sure not to drop anything or break anything. But he'll put coffee on the table, and he's making like as basic a breakfast as he knows how, like eggs and bacon and like toast and stuff like that, and maybe some pancakes. As you guys are sitting there, because he knows you guys need to fucking eat. So
yeah, Maurice gave him recipe cards. He's fine.
Yeah, if he has a recipe, he's fucking very fine. But so he's setting things on the table every once in a while and kind of looking over worried. And William will thank him as he gives him a cup of coffee. And he'll say, "Your Majesty," to Maurice.
He'll nod.
"This business is far graver than I assumed originally.
It is.
The Loyalists have seized the Coeur d'Alene. All who are not loyal to the Renaud line have been exiled, including your family. If you return, you will be killed. Those that would not submit to the throne were slaughtered. Those that do not pay allegiance to the throne are being exiled or killed in the street like dogs. Your sister has declared it her territory, as she is the Winter Queen, and Winter is in power right now. The Weird has not challenged her authority.
His jaw tightens. And he looks to Jean-Luc.
His brow will furrow.
And he looks back to William Stareyes.
Your home was attacked, Your Majesty. They came for your children. And he just stands up with a cry, just terrified. Starts rapid fire speaking in French. To be honest, he's so deep, fucking Maurice doesn't even understand him. Like, it's kind of unintelligible what he's saying. As tears start to form in his eyes heavy. And William doesn't raise a brow or anything. He'll hold his hand up politely. Because he cut him off, but he doesn't give a fuck. Like, that's fine. You cut him off. He doesn't care.
Yeah.
He'll say, your children are fine. Your governess, Marie, removed them from the home and brought them to the kingdom of Albion. They are being brought here once they believe it is safe to travel. And he'll close his eyes and just begin to sob. Grateful that they're all right, but just that was much.
Yeah, Maurice will stand up and pull him into a hug.
He'll this is weak man crying right now. There's no strength. That was a lot.
Yeah.
He'll just hold him for a moment and just kind of cry it out for a second, and then pull back and kind of wipe his eyes and just relax.
Yeah. Maurice will give him the moment to compose himself. All that.
Queen Marina has been taken prisoner.
Prisoner.
He'll nod. He'll turn and he'll look to Lex. And he'll say, Your Majesty.
And Lex looks up at him with those big blue eyes.
You have to make a decision. You need to either appoint someone, your advisor, or you're going to need to make some very serious choices involving your court, under your authority. I know this is a position that you are only a few hours into. But you are the Spring King. And it is your word that dictates what happens to your court. And right now, your court is under oppression. Coming into your rule in the spring, it is your line and rule that is being threatened. Jacqueline does not plan to transfer the power in the spring.
What will the weird do if she refuses to transfer power?
Nothing. It is the rituals of the transfer of power that cause the weird to act when it is not death or loss. You freeze the crown.
And he gets a very, very serious look on his little face. And he looks at Emile, not Emile, he looks at Maurice, and he looks at Jean-Luc. And he bites his lip. Well, then I suppose we'll have to kill her.
Fran gives her gives him a high five. Following our desires for the win. Bam! Jean-Luc even blinks at that, like, what?
If the only way for her to release her claim is with death or ritual, and she refuses to do the ritual, then it only makes sense. I do not think that she's a woman who could be swayed. If that were the case, then we wouldn't be in this situation, would we? And he looks to William Stareyes.
Just so William is like, well, no, of course not. Yeah, he's showing no shock, but this child is quickly bordering upon his limits. Glad to know the weird chose wisely.
This is the kid. I mean, he's a literal genius.
Well, if that is what His Majesty finds best to recover the crown, he blinks like.
Well, it's more than recovering the crown, though, is it not? It's freeing the people.
That being said, who would release her from her mortal coil?
He looks at Maurice. I'm sure that we have allies within the Empire of Thorns.
She must be killed. At the boundaries of her rule. So that the power transfers to you. If she were killed now, we would have a new Winter Monarch. Who knows who it would be?
Well,
It would be another loyalist.
Unless we send someone of our choosing to kill her.
The crown does not necessarily pass to whom kills the last. Note, Maurice is not king, although he killed your brother last night. Uncle, I'm sorry, your uncle. Cousin. That game. Fucking family tree, man.
With that guy.
That asshole, okay? He killed that asshole over there.
Well, then we have. And he thinks for a minute and blinks a few times. 53 days to prepare.
I have been asked to extend official offer of refuge to your family while you are in this time and cannot return to France.
And Lex will look to Jean-Luc.
Jean-Luc will nod. Thank you.
And then Maurice will chime in to ask William Star Eyes, were there any casualties from our family?
Your niece, Colette's daughter. I'll look over the paperwork, making sure he gets the right one. Clarice. She did not survive her wounds. And Rainier was very gravely injured. He was poisoned. Jean-Luc will actually close his eyes and tighten his jaw, because that's his sister and brother.
Mm-hmm.
He'll sniff. I had heard they were both gravely injured during that. He'll nod. Just kind of lower his head.
And Lex will actually stand up and go over to his cousin and give him a hug.
He'll relax into it and kind of lean his head on his shoulder. He'll actually pull back and he'll kind of look at him. And he'll say, my little prince, like the book, he calls him a little prince. I worry for you so. This is so much responsibility for a boy your age.
And Lex gets a kind of sad, serious look on his face. I feel much older than I am.
I don't want you to have to deal with everything that we're going to have to deal with in the next. It's too much. Much.
Well, I was chosen for a reason. right?
He'll kind of smile at him softly. And he'll kind of touch his nose with his finger. You are the Spring King after all, aren't you?
That's what everyone's telling me.
Do you not feel it, little one?
He grins.
He'll actually get scooped up from behind. And Ferran will basically give him a spin.
And he'll laugh.
And he'll actually kind of like reach into his side and like tickle him.
And he'll wiggle and laugh more. Giggle.
He'll put him down. And give John Luke a smile. I'm sorry for such grim news I had to bring you this morning.
Better hearing it from a friend than an enemy.
He'll blink at Maurice having called him his friend. You're like, it's not a bad blink, it's just kind of one of those, I have a friend? I
Like,
have
me?
a friend. Want to paint my toenails now? No. he'll blink, and then like the very tiny corner of his mouth goes up. Like, he smiles. Like this in his overlay, actually. And he'll nod.
Maurice will turn and look at Ferran. I'm afraid this might change our wedding plans, my dear.
We're marrying a month before the equinox. Right? He starts to hyperventilate a little.
Maurice will stand up and pull him in. Hey.
What?
Would you like to... He kind of bites his lip a little bit. Would you like to elope with me?
Yes! Oh my god, he lights up like a fucking Christmas tree. Yes, I want to do something spontaneous that'll last the rest of our lives with you.
Well, it's not terribly spontaneous. It's just a few weeks early, and we'll get the official paperwork out of the way, and we'll still have the reception the way that we planned it, but with the state of things and the chaos, it might not be a bad idea.
Do you remember when we filed the paperwork the other day?
Mm-hmm.
You want to get married right now?
We could?
The Asher Notary is right there. I'm just saying. He's right there. We'll like wave at William, and William will wave back at him like, yes, I can in fact perform weddings.
We'll need witnesses.
Jean-Luc and fucking Alexander. We'll like point at those two. Like them. They're right there.
Lex looks up at him like, I'm 13. I can't sign paperwork. But
You're a king.
yes, but legal documents? Like for the outside world? He tilts his head.
He'll kind of like tap his lip. I actually have a list of NPCs. Hold on. Oh my! No, I'm not going to use that one. No.
I missed it. What?
No, my god. I have a list. He's going to basically like stick his head outside and grab the first NPCs he sees.
Oh boy.
I'm not going to use the one it rolled. Because this scene would go south very quickly. Okay, that's so much better. Oh my god. He grabbed Cade. It would have been Cade he grabbed.
Oh.
Oh boy.
Maurice will actually, while he's grabbing someone, shoot a text to Claudio.
What does it say?
Hold on.
While you type it, let me pee really quick. Water, what for me? Water and tea. Ugh. Oh, so yes, he'll walk in a few minutes later with Claudio Donati. Like, well, then okay. He'll just kind of tilt his head, like, well, what?
But at that point, Maurice had ducked into his office to grab the paperwork. He hands the paperwork to William Star Eyes and looks at Claudio. I need a witness.
Oh, you're now? Can I get a cup of coffee first? Kind of like that bleary dad bod eye thing going, like.
Maurice will actually make him a cappuccino.
Oh God.
Put a little cinnamon on
Fight
top.
for that fucking marriage right now, by the way.
Huh?
I might fight you for that marriage thing, by the way. So yeah, he'll while William is getting stuff situated and all of that. Moran will pull out the wedding rings that they got. Kind of smile at him and hold his hands. Press his forehead to his. Are you really ready for this?
And he'll just, in response, he just kisses him. Like, duh.
He'll playfully nip his lip.
And Lex giggles in the background. And then Lex pulls on Ferran's, like, shirt.
He'll look down at him. Yep.
Does this mean I get to have a king or a queen too? Like,
Yeah, you know, I was just thinking you were going to ask about that too. That's the worst part. I really was. I was like, when is he going to realize this is the court of desire? And then just, there it is.
He's just sort of asking, like, hey, I'm 13, I just got all this power, what can I do with it?
Hey, hey, there's this really cute girl. Her name is Samantha Morgan. Maybe you should ask her on a date. He'll nod at him.
Maurice will just look at Claudio.
Claudio's like, oh, fuck. Oh, fuck. And then I'll look at him like, what, you thought I was going to offer my daughter up?
And Lex blinks a couple times.
Yeah, they're about to become step siblings.
Not really. They're step cousins.
No. Yes. God, I keep forgetting you're twins.
And Lex blushes a little bit. Is her name Bella?
Yeah, Princess Bella? Yes. Why? No. He growls at him.
He squeaks and hides behind Maurice.
No.
And he peeks
Oh my
out.
god! Stop him! He'll look at, like, Maurice. Like, don't let him do this.
Maurice just kind of shrugs and goes, my dear, it's the court of desire.
Oh. He'll facepalm so hard. Just go out with her. She's a nice girl. Samantha Morgan, she's a little gypsy girl. You like gypsy girls, right?
I don't even know if I like girls.
I got nice boys around here, too. Then you can't get her pregnant. Yeah. I'll, like, look up, like, oh, God, wow. Fine. Fine. We can go on a date with my daughter. Is that what you wanted to hear?
He just kind of gives him a sheepish smile. Wiggles a little bit.
He'll look at Maurice like, you went with her to Planned Parenthood, right?
We went to the gynecologist, yes.
And you got the shot and she's good?
Every 3 months.
I'm watching you. He'll just look at him like, I'm watching you.
And he looks up at him with huge eyes.
So hard. William will clear his throat. Your Majesties. Claudia was sitting next to Jean-Luc eating the breakfast popcorn. Jean-Luc is just like munching on it, like, what the fuck?
Yeah, they're just sharing a plate of bacon, watching this whole thing happen.
Bacon popcorn.
It's good stuff.
Like eating bacon cornbread, whatever, it's the same ingredients. So yeah.
It's breakfast. No worries.
Oh yeah. William Starr will clear his throat and he'll say, I'm ready to begin.
Lex will kind of scoot over to Jean-Luc and sit next to him.
Claudio will smile down to him.
He kind of grins at Claudio with a maybe I was kidding, maybe I wasn't smile.
He'll lean over and he'll say, why don't you just ask the both of them out? And he'll smile.
I could do that.
What?
I could do that?
You could do that, yes.
Oh.
Yes.
Who knew?
Yeah. Your uncle dates both me and Verna.
Well, that I knew.
So, there you go. You can do that with girls too, not just boys.
But if I wanted one of each.
Then you're definitely the king.
Grins. It's good to be king, isn't it?
I wouldn't know. I've never been king, except for a few hours when a woman was in labor.
Oh.
He'll smile. William is basically getting them to sign their parts of the paper, and he'll get the witnesses to sign so that he can perform the fucking ceremony. Are we ready?
Maurice is gonna look at Ferran.
Would you prefer a ceremony of faith or a ceremony of non-traditional? That's like the only thing in game I'll do, religious wise. I will do a wedding in religious way.
Maurice will look at Ferran. Like, what do you want to do?
You're Catholic, right?
Loosely?
He'll look at him. Do you have Catholic light? And he'll nod. I do. Would you like that?
Maurice will nod.
He'll he'll say, please join hands. And Ferran will take his hands.
Maurice will actually bring his hands up and kiss them.
Today we've come together to witness the joining of these two lives. For them, out of the routine of ordinary life, the extraordinary has happened. They met each other, fell in love, and are finalizing it with their wedding today. Romance is fun, but true love is something far more. It is their desire to love each other for life. And that is what we are celebrating here today. A good marriage must be created. In marriage, the little things are the big things. It's never too old to hold hands. It's remembering to say I love you at least once a day. It's never going to sleep angry, to stand together and facing the world. It's speaking words of appreciation and demonstrating gratitude in thoughtful ways. It's having the capacity to forgive and forget. It's giving each other an atmosphere in which to grow. It's a common search for the good and the beautiful. It's not only marrying the right person, it's being the right partner. Love is patient. Love is kind, never jealous or envious, never boastful or proud. Love is never haughty or selfish or rude. Love does not demand its own way. Love is not irritable or touchy. Love does not hold grudges and will hardly notice when others do wrong. Love is never glad about injustice, but rejoice when truth wins out. If you love someone, you will be loyal to them no matter what the cost. You always believe in them, always expect the best in them, and always stand your ground in defending them. Is there any here who see reason if you two should not be wed? I'll give pause. No one speaks. Maurice. He'll hand him the ring. Repeat after me. He'll look to him to see if he's ready.
He's ready.
I, Maurice Rose,
I, Maurice Rose,
take you, Ferran Baudelaire,
take you, Ferran Baudelaire,
to be my husband.
He'll reach up and touch his cheek. To be my husband.
I will trust you and honor you.
I will trust you and honor you.
I will laugh with you and cry with you.
I will laugh with you and cry with you.
I will love you faithfully.
I will love you faithfully.
Through the best and the worst, through the difficult and the easy.
Through the best and the worst, the difficult and the easy.
Whatever may come, I will always be there, as I have given you my hand to hold.
I can't remember that right now.
It's fine.
He says that and squeezes his hand.
When you place the ring on his finger.
And he'll kiss the ring and then slide it onto his finger.
He'll go through the same with Ferran. He'll say, I, Ferran, take you, Maurice, to be my husband, my partner in life and my one true love. I will cherish our friendship and love you today, tomorrow, and forever. I will trust you and honor you. I will laugh with you and cry with you. I'll love you faithfully, through the best and the worst, through the difficult and the easy. Whatever may come, I will always be there. As I have given you my hand to hold, so I give you my life to keep. And he'll slide his ring onto his finger. And William will say, I would ask that you always treat each other with respect and remind yourself often of what brought you here together today. Give the highest priority to the tenderness, gentleness, and kindness that your marriage deserves. When frustration and difficulty assails your marriage, as they do even relationships one at a time, focus on what seems right between you, not only the part that seems wrong. He'll basically say, to make relationships, it takes love. This is the core of your marriage and why you are here today. Dear friends, 1 second at a game. Sorry.
Okay.
But he'll basically, he'll wrap it up. And he'll say, by the power invested in me in the state of New York, before God Almighty, I now pronounce you husbands. You may kiss your grooms. And
Maurice will bite his lip and look really shy for a second.
Ron will smile and bite his lip.
And then he'll grab him and dip him.
He'll give him a very, very, very big, deep kiss.
And Lex will clap in the background.
Claudio will clap too, as will Jean-Luc. And they'll kind of nuzzle his face.
Hey, we're married.
I know, right? Now we have to plan a war.
So many complications. Right?
So much. Shake his head like, wow. And he'll look at William. And William will look back at him and smile. Do you need anything else, Your Majesty? And he'll shake his head. And he'll look at His Majesty.
Maurice and Lex both shake their heads.
And he'll look at His Majesty. There's a lot of fucking kings in this room. And he shakes his head. And they'll look at Claudio for good fucking measure so he doesn't feel left out. They'll shake his head. He's fine. He's good.
Speaking good.
He'll sip his coffee and he'll stand up and he'll give them all a polite bow. I'll take my leave now. Thank you. Congratulations to the happy couple there.
And Maurice will smile and wave to her.
He'll take his leave. By the way, he'll also lean into Lex and kind of like, he'll get eye level with him. Like, he'll bend down, which, by the way, he's 6'5", so, oh my god.
Yeah.
And he'll like almost nose to nose, just look him in the eyes, like man to man. You know how people, when speaking of their daughters, throw out the whole, if you do anything to her, I'm gonna hurt you, anything like that?
His eyes go wide and he nods.
She has two fathers. He'll nod. And we all know that one's crazy. Pointing over at Maurice.
I know. Have you met my father? They're not that different.
Met your father.
I like to pretend they are, but they're really not.
They're really not. He'll stand up and he'll kind of bap him with his tail. Watch yourself. And he'll walk off, dragging Maurice with him, like, come on.
Maurice is like, yay, back to bed.
And yes, the aforementioned people will break apart, go in all different directions. So I'm gonna have to let you go. We got to stop the scene now. Bye bye.